For a dramatic day on Capitol Hill, FBI Director James Comey set to testify before the House Intelligence Committee in a public hearing. The focus is Russia's alleged meddling in the 2016 presidential election. Comey will also be asked about President Trump's claim that he was wiretapped by former President Barack Obama. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle distanced themselves from the claim, saying there's just no evidence. Former Deputy National Security Advisor under the Bill Clinton administration, Nancy Soderberg, joins us back here on The Morning Show. Good to have you here.
Good morning.
This is political theater. This is political drama. Does the president's wiretapping accusation come to a head with this hearing and Director Comey's testimony?
It does. He's going to have to answer the question, did you wiretap Trump Tower? And there's no way around that. This is an open session. There's a lot of investigations going on with classified information, so they're going to get the real meat of this, but he's going to have to answer this question. And he comes with a history of talking about ongoing investigations during the Hillary Clinton email scandal, so he's in a really tough spot. There are two things going on here. Did the Obama administration wiretap Trump Tower? And there's no good answer if either one of, if the answer is yes, then there was a criminal activity going on there which they'd gotten a court to say, okay. They suspected of foreign agents involved. Or the president's making it up. Either way, it's not good for the presidency. Then the other half is, did the Russians meddle in our campaign? They did. And that is known. They do it all over the world. I think that it had a marginal impact, if any, on the election. It's an extraordinary story, but we're not, you know, Ukraine. We have a very strong system of checks and balances that have, I think, kept our democracy strong. The question that's not been answered yet is, was anyone in President Trump's inner circle collaborating with the Russians? I haven't seen evidence that there is, but that's the big unanswered question which will emerge today, and that's what partly the investigations are about. It's just bizarre and the best theater ever.
You're on a world stage, and the leader of Germany is there, Angela Merkel, and you look at her.
Slightly awkward.
And yeah, you say, you know, perhaps we have something in common here, implying that she too was wiretapped, perhaps, by President. What does this do to world relations, international relations with the U.S.?
Well, you could look at Chancellor Merkel's face, and you know, she just didn't want to go there, didn't respond. She was actually wiretapped. The WikiLeaks documents of the transcripts of the State Department conversations and others revealed that we had been wiretapping the president of Brazil, and you know, it's like that scene in Casablanca. I'm shocked there's gambling going on here. Everyone listens to everyone else, which is why you never have a conversation on your cell phone that you want anyone to listen to. And I was in government for a long time, and you don't talk on an open line. That's very different than having your predecessor tap you. So she just didn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. There are a lot of shoes to drop here. Either way it comes out, it's the most interesting political theater that we have going on here today. Not necessarily a good story, but interesting.
Well, there are those who say that there is circumstantial evidence at best of Russian involvement in tampering, that there is more substantial evidence of deception, and others say there's nothing. What do we believe?
I don't think that's true. I think there is very clear evidence that the Russians were meddling in our elections. I'm not one who feels it was a legitimate election. I think Donald Trump won fair and square. He's our president, deserves our respect. But Russia, this playbook Russia does, they go in and they create fake news stories and they plant stories. And they've done that all over the world, and then they feed it into their own system and it goes viral. And they did that here. No question about it in my mind. We'll find out exactly what they did. The bigger question, and it's surprising and creepy, but it's something that they've done all over the world. I just never thought they'd try and do it here in the United States. But the bigger question is, were they cooperating with someone in the inner circle? A lot of Donald Trump's inner circle during the campaign was doing work in Russia. Does that mean there's a smoking gun? No. So we'll just have to see where the investigations lead there.
How about those who say this is going to end in nothing short of humiliation for the Trump administration?
There are no good answers for him right now. My advice to him, which he does not take, would be to change the subject and start focusing on creating jobs and some of the things that he was elected to do, which was to, you know, fix the health care, get jobs going, and build America's middle class. And he needs to be focusing on that, is my hope that he'll start to shift towards those important questions.
And there are those who say he's raised that smoke screen, but the smoke isn't thick enough to blind people to what's going on Capitol Hill. We'll wait and see. The House Intelligence Committee begins its proceedings at 10 this morning. The Senate Judiciary Committee meets at 11. Nancy, thank you very much for being here.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.